We are tWoTcast episode 351. 351.
All right, everyone shut the fuck up.
Wheel of Time. Reread podcast. Explicit and R freaking rated. Jono's the wild card, always talking shit. Joe's the straight man, he's a total dick. Tom calls in if he's not too busy. We are tWoTcast!
You're viewing tWoTcast and or listening to it. We don't know. With the Wheel of Time Reread podcast, now exhaustingly covering the Wheel of Time companion.
Did you say Austinly?
Maybe. I thought I said exhaustively, but I might have stumbled on that word.
Yeah.
With me, as always, is Jono.
Jono.
Hey, Jono. Hey, buddy.
Hi, Ellie. Hi, Austinly.
And I'm Joe,
Oh.
or Zoe,
Yeah.
of tWoTcast. And also, here's Zot.
Who's on mute like a dumb shit.
We're professionals.
He's on Zoot.
Study your math doesn't usually unmute after the song.
I mean, not if you muted yourself. Did you do it
No.
to yourself? What is happening here?
I
That's
don't think
better.
so. All right, that's way better. Well, I was on mute in protest.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Couldn't
man.
handle it.
Yeah.
People like continuity. We're fucking it up.
Yeah, it's our job. It's our job to
Mhm.
fuck stuff up sometimes, you know? You can't always be, on fire, you know?
I can't believe we got to the end of this goddamn book.
I know. It took a long fucking time. I'm gonna be honest.
I honestly read 85% of every goddamn line. It's insane.
Yeah.
It made me kind of sad to finish it today.
What? No,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
was-
it.
It was very weird to get to the last entry and then turn the page and there was nothing, and then turn the page and it was the back of the book, and I was like, no
And you're like,
afterward,
what
no
the
nothing.
fuck?
There should have been a glossary.
I was raised That's tWoTcast for this week. See you
Should
later.
have been a glossary is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh my god.
It did actually. It did make me kind of sad. Like I've enjoyed the weirdness of this.
An index would have been nice.
At least something.
Yeah.
Some sort of appendix. That's brilliant. I love that. I love that idea.
Johnny, did you find some gems even in these last few pages?
I did.
I found
And,
one thing that was interesting, but
I found one single thing.
well, it's like 4 pages long, Joe.
What are you talking about? The entry Z?
And a page and
Today's
a half.
episode of tWoTcast is brought to you by the letter Z.
Let's bring out our guest,
Oh, we have guests.
Billy
Yeah, sure.
Zane.
So many.
Is Billy Zane here?
Is Billy Zane coming?
Because if he is, I'm not aware of it.
There would be so much more fanfare.
We have a very awesome guest tonight. We have DanaLou. There is no Dana. There's only Zuul, and she is here currently. Oh, hello,
Oh,
Dana.
hello!
Oh, hello.
Look
I love that you have the
at
book out.
Look at you're
No,
reading, and it looks like you're very far along.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, surprisingly far.
What
That's-
letter you?
That's the end of the book.
The letter Z.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's what
That's
we're doing.
yeah,
now.
that's coincidental because tonight's episode is
Yeah.
brought to you by the
Oh,
letter
It
is it
worked out
really?
well.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Basic.
Dana gave me this image, but then later on gave me this image, and I was like, well, I don't know which one's better. I like the
Dana,
horse.
Dana, did you honestly not know we were doing the Z today?
I have been ready for letter Z since July.
She's been waiting for Z for a long time. She's like, Joe, can I be on Z? And I'm like, of course. And then that was like a million years later. I just
As long-
like, hey, it's gonna be January now. Wait, no, it's gonna
Yeah.
be February.
That's
now.
gonna be February.
Yeah.
As long as we don't get Billy Zane, you can be on for Z.
No,
And
she would
the
have absolutely
horns,
been on with
I
Billy
was
Zane.
just on a D&D campaign, like y'all did tWoTcast, and
Oh, yes.
I play a red tiefling. So
Oh, okay.
I dressed up. For my
So
character.
not Trolloc cosplay is what you're saying.
Nope.
No, okay.
That's not Trolloc.
I gotta say,
it could be.
My fervor to try to get Billy Zane to be on the show died out around October.
Not that we tried very hard at all. I mean, but we did technically try.
Describe your fervor, because as far as I'm aware,
No. We're bringing out our other guests. We have Andrew from the Black Tower podcast.
You mean Andrew?
Zandrew, I think, is what his name
Oh,
is.
Billy
Hey,
Zane.
Andrew.
Oh, nice.
It's like, wait, there's more. We have Josh from the Black Tower podcast.
And Maria?
Well, that's a nice picture of him I found from JordanCon, Jono. Is that all right?
Did you guys know there's a whole other book?
Yeah, right after Z.
So, fun fact about that picture of Josh and Maria, I'm pretty sure that's the first, last, and only time he remembers meeting.
That sounds about right.
I mean, that first time I remember seeing her and being like, "Oh, I'm
the
gonna
picture,
like a
the
fever
picture
dream.
Andrew gave me for the thumbnail was like a green screen behind you, and I was like, I gotta find something better than that.
That's what he gave me to give you. All right.
Well,
good, yeah.
He says,
Don't
"I need
blame
a
me for this
picture,"
thrift
and I was
shop
sitting in my
exchange.
office, and I was like, "How's that?" He's like, "Yeah, that works."
I love the confidence that Josh is just like, okay, we need a picture. I'll just take one right now. Perfect. I could never do that.
I appreciate how much the images are moving. Why are we changing spots?
I was putting us in logo order, Jono. Makes complete sense.
Keep waiting for Joe to do the classic joke whenever we have the Black Tower podcast on. Joe, is your favorite member of the Black Tower podcast here tonight?
Well, of course. There's
Well-
two of them here, so.
Oh,
Shit! We narrowed it down.
It's Zuul.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's DanaLou.
Yeah.
Zuul's everyone's favorite.
The best member of the Black Tower podcast is anyone not on the Black Tower podcast.
There
You
you
know
go.
what? That's factual. We fact checked that
the true
on
one.
Facebook.
I would say the best member of the Black Tower podcast is not currently on screen. You can take that how you want.
Penis
Yeah,
joke.
you said
Yeah. Show your penis. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what that meant too.
Whoa.
I think he was asking them to stand up.
that's the after show. That's the after show.
Yeah. We'll see what the real sparks are.
Andrew had his book upside down. This explains why he hasn't finished New Spring.
I'm going with the snake methodology, eating from the tail end forward.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
He read
That worked
the
out
companion
pretty
upside down, started at Z. He got to A when we were going to talk about Z, and then from there he's going to read New Spring back to front.
Wait, I'm sorry, Josh. You're drinking Sailor Jerry and Vanilla Coke Zero. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That
It's
is
awfully specific.
super strange.
That's a lot of vanilla.
Sounds like good flavors though.
You know what?
Jerry's
So,
already-
I like Sailor Jerry because it's not as sweet as Captain Morgan or
Yeah.
some of these other rums that are just really, really sweet. And then the Coke
Also
Zero
stronger.
is, a little bit of vanilla in there. It's nice.
Yeah, all right. And there's no
Zuul,
sugar
what
in
do you
that
think?
Coke.
What?
Zuul,
Right, I'm
what are
watching
your
my
one-
girlish figure.
Yeah.
Somebody keeps talking over zzz.
He's
Maybe.
trying to involve you in the
Wasn't so
conversation
sweet.
like an idiot.
I wanted to know Zool's rum preferences.
Yeah, what's your own preference?
What's your Zum preference?
Oh, it rhymes with Zumba.
I don't
too.
like the way that sounds.
It's too close.
It's
Too
coming.
close to it.
It's too
How
close.
is that closer than rum?
It's really fast cum.
Zum. Yeah, it just goes right. Zum. Yeah.
Just right,
Yeah.
right on by.
Better buy than on, I
I
guess.
don't know. I'm not really into spiced rums.
Agreed. Yeah.
Sometimes, like for like a lighter summery feel, I like some of the ones that are like flavored, like mango or something, and then
Oh.
you can just add it
Like a
to
coconut.
bit of, Yeah, just coconut or something. You just have like add it to a little bit of seltzer, and it's just sort of a light flavor. That is something something I actually did at Jordan Con was add it to the liquid
Nitrogen.
IV.
Liquid IV, yeah. Just add some of that rum to the liquid IV. Get the hydration and the rum all at once. And then carry that around in my water bottle. Like once it got to be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Just kind of get me started. Make sure I was hydrated.
Just get started. That's how you get started at Jordan Con at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Zuul,
is a nurse, and he does IVs for the Falcons. Now, what I would recommend is you put some rum in an IV bag.
In the IV bag.
That would probably really get you ready for dinner.
Just right into the blood alcohol, just right there.
Yeah.
Woo! Zuul, do you know what I did at Jordan Con?
I probably know more about what you did on Friday night. Was it Friday night or Thursday night?
That's why I'm asking, because I don't know.
That's when I met you, and I know you don't remember that.
I do.
I mean, technically, Dana, he at least remembered that you were near him.
Okay.
Call that.
No, and I remember you having
piece
to
of
be
information.
walked home that
That's
night.
a win.
He
A win
did.
is a win.
And that was insane.
Yeah. I was actually able to talk to you more. You were just, I tell you what, until that moment, I was a little afraid of you. So
I'm still afraid of him.
No. Before I met you in person, and you were like,
You're a very intimidating online personality, Tom.
Yeah, you are actually.
Most people are more afraid of him after they get to know him.
No, and now I
want to dive into this.
No, now part of it is just like your sense of humor, and you're just so like stoic. I don't know, and so I never know quite how to take someone like that, and so but now I think you're really funny. So like,
Now.
I guess it just took me a while to like.
You hear that, podcast viewers? Just come meet Tom in person. You'll suddenly like him. All those.
It took 12 years. 12 years and one in-person meeting. Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't watched you guys all that much before Jordan Con.
Yeah.
And
I knew you pretty well.
Yeah, I've seen you around more. Yeah, but anyway, sometimes and actually, person I really had to meet at Jordan Con was Jono's wife, because I was like,
oh, she's not real. That was a paid actor.
Jono says horrible things about his wife.
Yes.
And I talked to her for at least an hour and a half. It was wonderful.
I'm sorry.
You talked to a paid actress for an hour and a half.
Yeah, speaking of that actress.
She was very good and convincing. You picked very well.
I mean, she did a good job. Yeah, I thought she did a good job. Jono didn't pay her, which, I mean, he doesn't pay any of the women in his life. But
Joe, I don't know if you've looked at the fake wife budget recently, but you might want to throw the Patreon link up on the.
You guys are going to have to start generating better revenue.
Funds are getting low. And the price keeps going up.
You can always hire work.
Luke I Should I wants to know, does the darkness loom behind Tom in person? And yes, the answer is yes.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Actually, an extremely well lit room.
That's how you can find him at Jordan Con. Look for Mashadar.
Yeah. It's just this billowing cloud of black smoke that comes out from behind him.
I mean, it's not an exaggeration.
Take everything Tom says literally and your life improves. I agree with that.
Wait. Don't give away my secret.
That's the statement.
It's the statement.
Zot.
I think the way of the leaf is following the way of the leaf tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very friendly. Very, very pacifistic.
I mean, I'd say let's get to the book, but I mean, there's not a lot to talk about, so I'm going to
No,
join this
no, we
conversation.
have once again successfully pushed off the book as far as possible.
Yeah.
Because there's so few entries. We've had
Do you
some
know, I
practice.
gotta say, you guys were mentioning Billy Zane earlier, and I didn't
Let's bring him
know-
out.
I didn't know that the competition ended. So if you guys are just giving up, that means we win by default.
No, it's not over.
Okay,
We're not trying
I'm
as
just
hard.
saying. Oh, okay.
Oh, giving up, Josh. We never do that.
I just wanted to make sure
Right now,
because I was about to tweet at him again
I'm
tonight.
going to
I mean,
do
you
it
should.
right now.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the competition?
Whoever can get Billy Zane on
We're
the
just
show
trying to get
first.
Billy Zane on our
first.
podcast.
Yeah.
He's probably like, these fucking guys. I want to put that.
He's like,
Stupid
stop
trailer
tweeting
behind
at me.
Please leave me alone.
Here's who's going to win. We are. Because
mean,
there's
that's
no
true.
way he's not going to do it at any time within the next 20 years.
And guess
And,
what?
and by that time, you guys will not be doing the show anymore, and we still will be.
Well, tWoTcast will be, as a whole. It'll just be Jono, my daughter, and Tom's infant son.
I was just gonna say.
So we'll
that
go to the
actually
old
gives-
folks' home. Yeah, we'll get him.
That gives us the edge though, because while my liver is rotting with psoriasis and necrosis, Andrew will still be a healthy young guy. Andrew over here.
Yeah, maybe.
And he'll be like, Daniel and Josh have died, and I am on my last leg. But look, who just messaged me on Twitter, Billy Zane.
I'm gonna get Billy Zane on as a Make-A-Wish. That's the strategy.
That's a good idea.
Tom, you're not
Damn,
actually
that was-
dying, though. I know we joke about it all the time, but
I'm literally never going to die. I'll outlive all of it.
He'll just
Me
be
and
there
Billy
at the
Zane.
end of the world with like.
I'm gonna
Keith
live
Moon.
forever.
118th Jordan Con, and he's just still standing in the corner of the-
He'll be in a box with animatronic
Yeah.
shit. Like
No, I'll still be just like this. I'll still be just like this.
Oh, he's like one of those old little coin
I'd say.
operated fortune tellers.
Oh my god, yes.
Who is that guy that they mummified himself, and he's actually sitting in display at a college somewhere?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Billy Zane.
It's in South Carolina, I want to say.
I thought he was in
mean,
England.
No, I don't think so. Oh, wait, no, you know the thing I'm thinking of? They took that down. He's not there.
Well, if he's in
Is there
England,
another
that's not
one?
where he's originally from, Gary.
I mean, Vladimir
They
Lenin.
used the name of this. They used the name of this guy as a character on Lost.
I'm already
Tom or
interested.
Joe, you guys should know this.
Well, there's a
now.
lot of characters, John.
John Locke.
Not,
That
it
the
wasn't-
guy
It
that
was
wrote
awesome.
Second Treatise on Government. Like what?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
a
my
character
guess.
from Lost. That was a good guess, Tom.
Jeremy-
Otherwise,
Jeremy
what character from
wait.
Lost? They're just normal names.
It might have been a name that John Locke used in the real world, like maybe
Oh.
Jeremy Bentham,
Yeah, that's yeah.
or there was.
Damn, that's a deep cut, Zuul.
Seriously. Oh my god.
That was literally just like in an obit in a newspaper.
That actually is John. That actually is John Locke.
That's correct.
So that worked out well.
And we
Oh,
still
hey,
have
Black
not,
Tower Podcast is here in the
Oh
audience.
my god!
Oh,
No.
Black Tower
we should ban
Podcast
him
is
then.
here.
and we still have not talked about a single entry.
Nor
Yeah,
will
We'll
it.
get to
Jeremy
the
Bentham.
entries. We'll get to the entries.
This is the building of anticipation.
I would like to request as we go through the entries, we don't discuss any sea folk.
Okay,
have,
that's
like-
2 entries.
Well, we're
Okay, okay, I've got one.
I
I'm
won't.
just saying.
I like it that there's like what only 3 entries that aren't people.
Well, I want to stop you all, and I want to read an entry from someone with the letter Z.
Whoa. Jono, first of all, we don't just
haven't
start
had the song
reading
yet.
entries willy-nilly.
Whoa.
I know, this is from someone with a letter Z in his name.
Okay,
Oh.
Well,
I want to hear the song.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It's time
we're
for
not,
the-
we're not. Wait, it's not time for the song. He's doing
Oh,
the
it's not?
text.
Oh, okay.
So this is from Alan Ramonchuk, who's got a letter
Oh,
Z.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a text because I'm trying my best to fucking push the book as far as we can because there's only a little few things.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got something too, Jono, after you're done.
Ooh.
Is it your piece?
Okay,
Oh.
it's a tWoTcast one-up off.
Yeah. Alan sent me a text today.
That was a good Billy Zane quote, by the way. It's a walk off.
It's a walk off.
Had a dream the other night.
Yes.
I was at tWoTcast Con. Apparently, tWoTcast took over as the foremost Wheel of Time fandom vehicle.
Yeah.
Besides the tWoTcast crew, attending were an unusual assortment, including Dick, one of my roommates from college, and another Dick, a fictional roommate from grad school. Jim Rigney was expected to show up, and Dylan Thomas, my favorite dead poet, was there. I was about to meet Thomas when I woke from the dream. I'm trying to figure out what it all meant.
Was he? Did he go into cardiac arrest? He was not alive anymore.
My question was about the size and scope of his morning wood, but
Oh, that's a good question too.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Important information.
I like that. I like that Alan has dreams about us. In any capacity.
Dylan Thomas, Jim Rigney, tWoTcast, two dicks from college.
It's good company.
Yeah,
It's
I
good
was
company.
gonna say. Dream about us and a couple of dicks. It's
Too many
Yeah.
dicks. Too many.
Sounds like a
dicks.
selling point for tWoTcast Con.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
dicks,
I mean,
Jim, and Twat.
Alan Romanchuk once dreamed this.
Could you have a TWatCon though? I think
yeah,
you might
we'd
get
have to
canceled.
yeah.
Sure,
Could
we'll
you
have it
imagine?
in we'll have it in Atlanta, Georgia, in April.
No,
It's like when JordanCon stops at
Zero
like 9
competition.
o'clock, and then TWatCon begins.
Oh yeah, we should just rent the hotel for a week, guys, and just hang out. Just tell everyone to keep hanging out.
Say
we'll do it
less,
for
man.
20. We'll do it for.
What do you guys
24
have for
hours.
panels? Nothing. We're just gonna be in the lobby. For like,
It'll be 24
mean,
hours at one of our
you could-
houses. I'll last 1 hour. Jono will last 6. Joe will have to scramble and do everything for the entire day.
I mean, you
There
could
go.
do like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before Jordan Con.
Are you doing a
Oh.
bit right now from Saturday Night Live?
Oh,
that would be so painful to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I mean, it's in our name, guys.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I guess.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that hears it?
I do too now, and I hate it. Fuck off. All right, Joe, you had something before we actually get to the actual book.
Yeah, do the
yeah.
theme song. Ah, wait, Joe.
No, Jono, stop me if you've heard this quote from Ken Jennings, your Jeopardy guy.
I love
Brent and I were college roommates a decade ago, and in most of my memories of him, he's following one of his roommates around the apartment, reading aloud passages from his latest bulky fantasy manuscript. Presumably part 3 of some 8-volume saga where all the characters had lengthy names full of apostrophes. At the time, I was amused by Brandon's antics, but hey, at least it was pleasant surprise not to be the nerdiest guy in the apartment for a change. Did you know that they knew each other?
Yeah,
Oh,
they knew each
yeah.
other.
That was from his book, Map Head.
I had no idea they knew each other. That's
What was
awesome.
the name of the book?
I knew they were roommates.
Oh, it's called Map Head.
Yeah,
It's a chapter titled Legend.
Zool was correct.
Fucking legend.
I barely remember that now, but that's I can say I remember there was a thing about it years ago. But that quote is fucking amazing.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
I just thought, like, Jono, for the viewers and listeners that don't know this, loves Jeopardy. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I gotta tell him about this on the show.
Right here is the Alex Trebek picture that Tom gave me for Christmas.
That's true.
Aw,
Yeah.
21.
Incredible.
that
Yeah.
is sweet.
Yeah.
I
forget
mean,
the
you guys
punchline,
do
but
have
your mother's
Twatperty,
a-
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we do Twat
do
Pretty.
Yeah.
That is a good game. I like it.
Thank you. You know, it's based on another game.
Really?
Wheel of
What's
Fortune.
it based on?
No,
Wheel of
Wheel of
Fortune. Yeah.
Go for it.
Family
Got
Feud.
it.
Number 1
What is
Dun, dun, dun,
what is
dun,
Wheel
dun.
of Fortune? Yeah.
But I have to say, though, part of my favorite part is the Double Jeopardy.
Yeah, Alan's Double Jeopardy.
Alan's Double Jeopardy
videos. Yeah, it's the
videos.
best ones.
Oh yeah.
reading in the
We
bathroom.
did that first at JordanCon Live. It was Maria's favorite. Afterwards, she was like, "That was my favorite live tWoTcast we've ever done," and I've never done it again.
Like, oh, Maria, you really love
Noted.
this? We're
Not doing that
we'll
again.
Never do it again.
As an aside, all our readers, watchers, viewers, and diddlers, there is a 69% chance that Alan will be at JordanCon this coming year. So buy your tickets early, often, and
Cross your fingers.
get-
Yeah.
we get
So-
69% of those proceeds.
So what I'm hearing is, next JordanCon, I'll have to get shit-faced in front of Alan.
Mm-hmm.
So
Take a
that,
picture with him.
I
Yeah.
can get a picture with him, and then I can have 2 out of 3, and then finally one day get shit-faced in front of Harriet for the full Team Jordan hat trick.
I took my clothes off in front of Harriet one time.
Getting drunk in front of Harriet's going to be difficult.
I think you missed your chance. I definitely did that.
Let's
a
just
second.
show up
remember you
outside of
taking
her
your clothes
house, shit-faced, in the street.
I remember you taking your clothes off,
Harriet,
like
let me
on
in.
the stream, like stripping your pants off. Yeah.
Picture's
That's
just
correct.
a clip from the local news leading Josh away in handcuffs with Harriet looking out the blinds.
Does that
That is
count?
Yeah, it counts if she's in the picture in the window. Sure, it counts.
It counts. It counts.
I was knowing that she's no longer planning on coming to the cons and stuff. I was
Yeah,
I felt
Oh,
really lucky to get to meet her at the book signing.
yeah.
And Maria gave us a tour of the gardens and the carriage house.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And
yeah.
so we got to
Yeah.
meet her there. And when I went, I took my first edition Eye of the World with me and had Harriet sign it.
Nice.
Nice.
Excellent work.
We can probably get her on one more time and maybe for 3 more minutes before Jono offends her once again.
How many minutes will it take?
Yeah, the bridge is
There
only
needs
like
to be a pool every
75%
time.
birds.
Yeah. We'll definitely have to send Maria over to remind her that she doesn't hate us, because she really liked Joe until realizing Joe was my friend.
Yeah.
I think she's game for. I think she thinks she's game for anything, and then you talk for more than 30 seconds. She's like, "I'm out."
What am I doing here? What am I
It's like,
doing
how
here?
long can
The
Jono
pool
wait
is
before
much
he says
deeper
something?
than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Anthology of the dating life.
It's
Ezio Triforce says, if there's a TWoTcon, I'm showing up as that little clock dude from Diddy Kong Racing. I don't know, but I love it.
SEO, I love you, brother.
Jesus.
Or, the little fishing pole guy from Mario Kart. Either one.
I know that works.
Diddy Kong Racing is such a niche.
Aim for 5 minutes, dream big. It's only...
Every night.
Yeah,
every
she
night.
would be on for an hour if it wasn't for Jono. It's not about our aims.
Yeah,
It's true.
You're welcome, Josh.
we could get her for 5 minutes because we'll have 3 minutes worth of technical difficulty.
Oh, hey, that counts. Still counts.
Yeah.
Hey, I know. I learned that one of the Voltron rings is worth about 3 minutes. So
Yeah.
you get one of those. You're most of the way there.
The last time she was on, she
Interesting.
was out so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not really. Kind of.
You
No,
could,
it was like
Yeah.
18 minutes or something. It was
Yeah,
pretty
she was
good.
on for about as long as she was going to be on for, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's say,
that's
so
great.
are we saying that like Robert Jordan was like, or Jim Rigney or whoever, you guys may be able to call him that. Are we saying he's like much more irreverent than she was? I've seen quotes.
I think.
Sure.
I think that she was a pretty. One of the things is her if you really know what the fuck she's done, it's pretty fucking amazing anyway. The book she's edited beyond just all of these, and how she took Tor to something different, like to a new level. But also the best quote and probably the worst quote Jordan ever did was saying that every woman that he ever wrote has a bit of Harriet in it, and that's something that's just gonna be fodder forever. Never forget that.
I mean,
I
every
always-
time you won't let her forget it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what you were referencing when she left the last.
Yeah.
Turns
I
out
always
the
I always
Finn are
laugh
just
when
a fever dream recollection of
Yeah.
Charleston's
That's
Red
right.
Light Street.
So for Jono, it's every woman in the book is Harriet, 9/11, and then I don't know what else he doesn't forget. But
Never forget. Yeah. Yeah.
that's
never
the list.
forget.
Probably
I,
Pearl
I
Harbor.
always get a kick out of
Probably
like
Pearl
I
Harbor.
talk to people that like read the books and they were not a fan. They exist. I don't understand it, but they exist.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Go on.
And their critique is always like, maybe if he would have had, you know, a woman editor editing these things, and I'm always like,
You
Yeah.
idiots.
maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
that
If
would've
only.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So the joke there, guys, is that he did have a woman editor.
Is that gonna be our problem? The older we get, the more like new people read the books and they have complaints.
Yes.
So
We're gonna be like, "Are you a new fan? Get out of here!
We're gatekeeping you. We're gatekeeping you. Get out."
This is not gatekeeping. This is literally me telling you suck. Go away.
That's different.
I mean, you can be a fan, just not my friend."
Look, I'm not gatekeeping you. I'm just telling you everything you're thinking about is wrong. You're not a real fan.
Yeah.
I'm not gatekeeping. I'm gaslighting. There's a difference.
Oh!
Just get out of here.
Here's the difference.
Same syllables.
All right,
Joe?
let's pretend to read a book.
Let's
Do you want to queue up the
let's
we're
hear
doing the book?
the best song of
Oh,
all
that's
time.
right.
All right.
Rocket in the sky, but if it's injured, it won't fly. Take a look, it's in the book. I feel a time companion. Friends can go anywhere, but he has to know the embarkation to go and open a portal. Mad jokes about anything. Martin Bailey's cards on page 95. The Wheel of Time companion. Because we'll read them now and it's on the Patreon.
Actually, pies on page 95. Holy shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Martin
that's
Bailey's
true.
prize. Yeah.
Yes, very, very specific.
Yeah.
Is she from Hinderstap?
I don't
She
think
is.
so.
Yes.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
The fictional pie
that
maker in
a
Hinderstep.
fictional pie maker.
Yeah, she doesn't
I'm glad
actually
they
exist.
clarified.
Just so you guys know, she does
Unlike
not
all the
have-
other entries in this book, she's fictional.
That's what it's. I read it verbatim.
Well,
A
I want to meet the
fictional
person that picked up the
pie
Wheel
maker.
of Time companion. Is like, this is an interesting history they never taught us in school.
Why don't I have a class on this in school?
The first age, was that before or after World War One? I always forget.
Would it be stranger if there were
Before
not pies on
and
page 95?
after.
Like, if she had just made that up.
Time's a circle. Andrew.
Tom, I love she's just like no, it's the paperback version.
I just need something that rhymes.
Yeah, it's the UK version.
Yeah.
They put a U in there somewhere. That's what they do.
Yep.
Those UK people.
So if you had flipped to page 95 and there were no pies on page 95, would you have just been like, this song is bullshit?
I would have. I'd have been like, you guys are charlatans.
What the fuck is this? I went to page 95. There's no Martina Bailey's pies.
I was actually hoping for a recipe. I was gonna but no, it's cool. It's cool. It's fine. I'll make my own damn pies.
You have to have the embarkation first.
I think you've already done that at least twice, Josh.
Hey,
For those that don't get the joke, he has 2 children.
I thought you were making a joke that he should have seen it.
that too. At least twice.
like a
Yeah.
cow pie.
Yeah, that's happened at least twice. Yeah.
And that sounds like a real Southern
Nice.
expression, like, "Oh, Betty, I done cow pied myself."
You got me any cream pie joke every time, by the way. Yeah.
I'm gonna drink.
You might be a redneck if you've ever checked a cow patty.
Oh no, somebody doing it. Oh, this is going too far.
Okay, Z page.
Page. Yeah.
Yep.
Jono, kick us off.
Yeah, Jono. Fuck. Waiting
All
for
right.
you.
Real quick, check the note in the private chat just because.
I saw it. Moving on.
Yeah, well, I don't know. There's other people who are.
Hey,
guests.
look, listen. I see everything.
I want to
Alright,
start on page 12.
Okay.
I'm going to start on a high note.
That was good.
And Joe, I want to read this whole entry myself.
Sure.
Zareen Bashir. Si Fail ni Bashir Tiabara.
Mm-hmm. That's
No.
a good one. Yeah.
I will not.
We're not going back.
Why not?
You can't tell me what to do, companion.
Yeah, no thanks.
Literally,
There's quite a
the
lot of
first
those
time
in this.
What is it?
That's Jono has not
definitely,
gone backwards.
that's definitely an
I'm
IL
not going-
joke.
Is
Like,
this-
oh,
is this
You know-
Wetlander's humor?
Caesarine, and it's like, no, I don't think I will.
I have heard that she is going to be in season 2.
I've heard that too.
I think
And
that's
I
a
have-
theory.
I don't know how I feel about
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, go. Zzz.
Well, season 2 is going to be like book 2, 3, right? So that makes
Yes,
sense.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's still early for her. But regardless, it's a theory that I refuse to acknowledge.
Okay. I'm okay.
I mean, I think it's safe to say we're gonna get our second Mandarb in season 2.
Oh, she'll be going by Mandar. Look it up yourself.
Joe, why
No,
would you
she's
put that
going to
on
be stuffed
screen?
by a horse, is what he's saying.
It's good.
I
My
mean,
friends call me Mandar. Parent just pulls out a saddle. Let's get started.
I believe we made a joke similar to that on my very first episode with the Black Tower podcast.
Oh,
See, it's like
tell us about your time.
Well, it was a book review, and it was the scene in which Perrin was meeting Daddy Davram for the first time, and we were like, imagine being Perrin at that moment. Not only is her dad like angry that his daughter has been wedded to this man, but he's one of the 5 great captains. And he's like, seems very happy about the prospect of killing Perrin if he doesn't meet his standards. And Perrin is there, right there, going, all I can think about is all of the nasty shit I've done to your daughter.
I think that's classic son-in-law meets his father-in-law, you know?
Right? Right for the first time, yeah. Usually, though, we as sometimes, I will not say usually anymore, because sometimes we as like adults get the advantage of meeting the parents prior to the really depraved bedroom stuff. And
Sure.
Perrin didn't have that.
No.
He didn't have
Wait,
that.
how messed
present as
Wait, how messed up
witnesses
does
for
Perrin's
legal
bedroom
reasons.
stuff get? Does he get at least half wolf?
Well, I mean, he's a primal.
I mean, he's got to get his lipstick dick up, Tom.
Red Rocket.
Is is Perrin as good at sex as Teen Wolf is at basketball?
Yes. The answer is obviously
Hands
yes.
down. Hands down.
I mean, the best thing is he doesn't have to ask. Like, if
Just
he's
slam
doing
dunking
anything,
all
like,
night.
He can just smell like if she's enjoying it. So.
That was a
Well-
lucky woman.
Andrew, you brought it up, and it's creepy, but you brought it up, so I'm going to continue it. Yeah, he can smell if she likes it or not.
Well, that's
I
the
am.
thing, right? Like he can smell who's menstruating. He can smell like what's going on, everyone, like sexually, what he's in, like what they're into. Like that man. Like
I want a scene in Parents
gotta be
Camp
the
of the
best
next, like the morning, like after everyone's just normal night, and he just wakes up. They've had sex. They've had sex. They've had sex.
Yes!
It's like,
Haven't
all I can
showered.
Smell is shame.
3 days
Yeah.
at least.
Or he'll look at Matt, and he'll be like, really? Oh. Because he knows who he had sex with.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Like,
that's
really,
come.
Matt?
That's come. That's come. That's
Really?
come. That's come. God damn it.
Does Beach with snow, just Baron Marcus territory. His guards outside of his tent are like, what the fuck is that smell?
Imagine being Terran, and you're just like walking
Just
around in your
pissing
normal
all
life.
over the threshold of every tent he goes into.
Is that why he was so reluctant to be the Lord of the Two Rivers? He's like, I can't
Someone
piss on
else
anything
peed
else.
on
I
it.
don't have this much. pain.
I don't have that much pee left.
I can't piss on every inch of this town. It's exhausting.
Imagine
Yeah, and
being Perrin, and every time somebody walks past like the leather workshop, he can smell them get aroused, so he knows everybody's kink.
Oh, man.
I have a book theory, like actually a relevant book theory.
Oh, okay.
If you
good.
remember-
Save me.
One of the reasons, yes, why Shizzle is very fucking correct. One of the reasons when Perrin was most hesitant to take, power, right? It was
Yeah.
book 4 into book 5. Well, really more book 5.
not
is
in
when he
book
was
5.
struggling.
Yeah.
But think about it. What was happening then? A drought.
Yeah. Timeline
So
wise.
how
Yeah.
difficult, like you said, marking his territory as Lord, getting real fucking difficult, man. Like that, like the
Yeah.
wine spring was drying up.
And we all know that weather is one of the Dark
Oh,
One's
I-
three-pronged
I
plan.
thought you were saying like he was the reason it was drying up. Like
So you don't
that's
wanna be
how
the
hard it was
Lord.
drying.
Because he was dehydrated.
How dare you?
We had a
It was
conversation
low.
with Kieran, and Kieran's just like, I can smell murder. And he's like, I can smell boners.
All you can smell is murder.
I can smell that too. Plus,
Your life is horrific, but I can find the best party anywhere, right?
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I've been to Carrion.
I just had this. I just had this horrible image of right wing Huron who smells like any sort of like woman like honor period, and is just like right wing Huron. Like
Tom.
he knows what you're doing. we'll
Tom went to go get a
thankfully
drink, I'm sure.
Rick was not invited to the show. He's very judgmental though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I think as far as
We've been talking a
superpowers
long
go-
time about an entry that doesn't even
I
exist.
didn't say anything. Didn't say anything.
As far as
It's
how this is
superpowers
done.
go, being able to
Yeah.
smell people's emotions, I think that's right up there with one of the worst superpowers, along with being able to read people's minds. That'd be terrible.
I disagree. I think it's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. I don't want that one.
Oh, wait,
You
but
can have
worst
it.
is in like for the person in question, or worst just in general.
In general,
For you
like,
as the person having it.
Yeah, the person having the power.
first off, I don't want to know what people think about me. Like my
No, it's okay.
imagination is much more exciting. Secondly, I don't want to smell. I don't like smelling people. Like I don't want to smell people. What? Can you
Yeah,
imagine
never.
like talking to someone and all of a sudden they're like,
Do you think that's
"You're
what he's
lying
doing?
to me."
What if he is like a dog and he like literally walks up to you and he's like smelling
no,
you and,
he's
like, while
smelling
you're
people's
talking?
butt.
Like it's not from across the room subtly like Wolverine would do it. He's just like,
Can you imagine having
Look,
like high
you need to
sense of
cut
smell
down
at,
on
like
bacon.
Comic Con or
Your
some shit?
cholesterol's a bit high.
Oh yeah.
what'd you say, Zandra?
Could you imagine having that high degree of smell sensitivity at something like Comic Con?
Oh God, no.
Right though?
Oh, it's
Okay,
awful.
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Because in like a normal situation, I wasn't really with you, Zosh. But like after a minute, when you say that, like if you're in a crowd, like oh God,
Like you're 8 blocks away and you can already just
yeah.
See Nathan Fillion's YouTube video about the dangers of swamp ass, please. Just everyone check that out.
All right, will do. I love Nathan Fillion.
I had wine with him once.
Who's got the next
It was
entry?
awesome.
Oh.
That sounds fun. This is funny that I thought, Jono, you might like. So there, as you did with Zareen Bashir, actually it's not one of those, but Zarbi Kama Seda says C Zeta Zarbi.
I saw that.
Zanir Verilyn says C Verilyn Zanir. But there's
Like,
one
why?
that I think was interesting because this doesn't happen very often because we've read through this whole book and Zarbayan, Devor actually has a definition after it. Instead of going see divorce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought that was insane. I was just like, wait a second, what? It doesn't say see divorce Sarbayan? I don't understand.
There are a couple that have last name, first name, and then say like go for it. But yeah, you're right.
Most
Okay,
of the
but-
time, if it's a last name, it says for you to reference the first name in the
Yeah.
in the books.
And if you remember, I think if Alan or Maria had said, like their goal was kind of like if it was
If they're known by like the yeah.
if it was in this line, like if it was a one-liner, literally one-liner, they just put it in there because why the fuck not? But in this case, two-liner.
Also, I noticed through reading through Z's that most of these people have descriptions of hook noses. I don't know what that's about.
Okay, I wanted to talk about the hooked
Let's
nose.
see.
It's a little racist.
Your brow down.
No, if it's a man.
All right, Zuul, go on.
No, I wanted to say that if it's a man and Robert Jordan describes the person as having a hooked nose, they're generally going to be a dark friend. Right?
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
If it's a woman, he's just saying she's not pretty, she's ugly.
Yeah, he really didn't like hooked nosed people. Also, there's
Seriously.
Zarya Alcase is a Saldean novice, and she ran away and joined the kin and whatnot. But it says she had a strongly hooked nose. Like he went out of his way to be like, it was
And a
very hooked.
wide,
Bitch.
and a wide
He was a
mouth.
bitch. And a
Typically, in my
wide mouth.
younger days, when I went to a bar, like looking around, I was like, "Find me the hook nosiest girl that you can find."
You know, somehow
That in your
I
Tinder
believe
profile?
you completely.
I'm looking for the hook nosiest woman you can find.
Another thing.
Is that
so,
part of your Lonely Hearts video?
I mean, that girl's
So-
cute, but where's the hook nose?
Yeah, where's the hook nose?
So we had, you mentioned
Zarya.
Saldean Zarya,
Yeah.
who's also Garinia.
Yeah.
We first meet her as Garinia in the kin. But Zaird Elbar is a dark friend.
I
Sean
hate
Finn
that.
soldier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about Elbar for a minute.
Yeah,
I didn't
let's
realize-
talk about him.
I didn't realize that the guy that tried to slit Min's throat in book 2 was the guy that eventually had his head cut off and was brought back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sir
Quite
Creature.
I quite enjoyed that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I had a question
Who's
though.
funny?
It says that he
Yes, go Zuul.
seized Elaine and Min by the scruff of the neck. Where exactly is the scruff of the neck? Is it like
It's on the
in the
back.
hair?
So it's below the
I think it's
hair.
like the. I think it's, yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the bottom of the hairline, kind of.
Well, I mean,
You're
like on
pretty
an
nice.
animal,
Good points,
it's like the
though,
like-
fleshy part at the base of their
Yeah.
neck,
Yeah,
like
imagine
the
you're grabbing a
shoulders.
dog.
But I mean, like with a person, I guess that
can't
doesn't really
really
make
do
a
that.
ton of sense unless they have clothing on that he's really grabbing, or maybe he's grabbing their hair right at the base of
Maybe
their
it's
head.
Their heads.
Maybe it's
It's
metaphorical.
just above the collar of your shirt.
Or maybe it's a very hairy back.
Or yeah,
There you go.
or they're just
Exactly.
really fleshy and they've got a lot of flesh back there to grab.
Could be. You know, like The Simpsons,
So
whenever
Elaine
he like
and Min
pulls it
have
all
a
back.
lot of flesh back there. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It's like maybe they haven't had their foreskin removed. In the time, they all have foreskin on their heads.
The women? The women do.
All like men and women.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't see why I have to.
Oh, so it's a built-in
Just one thing
balaclava.
happened.
Got it.
Yeah.
They all have crusties.
no. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Peak evolution.
I feel like you haven't been paying attention, Zuul.
You may not like it, but
I
this
guess-
is what peak beauty looks like.
Certain Aiel can just veil without a veil, you know.
Oh,
You can only see their faces if they're aroused.
Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club?
Make sure you pull it back before you try to brush your teeth. Though.
Oh man.
I tell you what, the Wheel of Time community has definitely corrupted me. This is where I have. This is where I have.
I
ended up.
remember. I
Imagine how
remember
much
your
greater
list
that would
of
be in the
firsts at
Mhm.
was it WatCon or was it
WatCon.
Jordan?
Mhm.
Yeah. You had a
Imagine
list
how
of-
much greater it would be in the books if every time somebody got angry, they had to unsheath their face.
Listen,
Who made that joke? That's disgusting.
listen here, you asshole.
This is definitely like
I'm
a.
sick of
Oh,
This
Luke
is-
Eyes Jedi said there's an entry for her in the D's as well. No, I guess I was wrong.
you.
But wait, why didn't it also say C then? Never mind that.
That is a good
Hey,
question.
you want to talk about a D
Turtle,
entry?
turtle.
Uncircumcised head is definitely
Okay.
like a video clip from like a Rick and Morty clip show, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that-
All right.
Sure.
The real
Okay.
reason Rand went to the top of Dragon Mountain finally just got circumcised.
That's how you defeat the Dark One and save the world. You have to circumcise Dragon.
Only the circumcised dragon may prevail.
Oh man, can you imagine?
Okay, like
Yeah.
I want to kind of go back for 1 second because we
Sure.
talked about Zarbayan Devor.
Yeah.
She's a banner woman and Elaine's guard woman in Camelin. Yay, girl power, love it. But the description, I'm confused. I have a confusion. She was slim and cool-eyed, her eyes dark and tilted. What is cool, dark eyes?
Oh, maybe it's like that piercing gaze. Like it's like these really cool, like kind of, not emotionless, but like I will fuck you up if I have to kind of gaze.
That is interesting
You
though, because I
can
mean,
do that with brown
cool-eyed
eyes.
would typically mean like blue-gray.
Like
eyes,
I would think
Rand
color,
would have.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
to me,
I understand where your
wouldn't
train
mean
of thought
color.
is going.
Yeah.
Is what I'm pointing.
No, it's because you guys can't interpret words on paper.
Cool-eyed is like
Andrew nailed it.
crook eye, the snake eye.
Fair
evil
though.
eye.
Fair though. Hey, fair though. I have a problem like visualizing descriptions. It's always like, oh, she had a blah blah blah. Cool. I don't
Well,
care what
it's
she
also
had.
a lot easier when you're presented with the conundrum through the lens of, hey, let's try to rationalize this because it doesn't inherently make sense. So,
Zool,
Right.
what's your thought on cool-eyed?
So what do you
no,
envision when I say the
definitely-
words "dew dripping from the
Joe,
branch"?
put up a poll. What's cool?
Well, Zool's fucking ready, and I'm there with her.
dew
Yeah,
dripping from
cool-eyed is not a color, that's for sure.
Yeah,
it's,
no,
it's
it's
very
not, yeah.
much a demeanor. Like what you get when you
Okay.
like when you say someone has piercing eyes. It's kind of like that. It's
Okay.
Oh,
It
those
kind
are
of feels
clearly
like
blue.
it's somebody that doesn't get shaken under pressure. Like kind of thing.
I
like,
would go with that. Yeah.
yeah, something along those lines, like
No,
even
it's just
tempered,
blue.
maybe.
It's really just everybody's jealous
Yeah.
of their eyes,
Maybe it's
and
really
every time
dark.
they see them, they're like,
blue,
"That's so
okay?
cool."
We'll kind of go in between.
I feel like we should move on because oddly enough, this conversation is the one that's making us sound the dumbest.
And that seems impossible, but it's true.
Anyway,
Okay, so
about foreskin,
can we
Joe.
talk about? You said no.
No, it's definitely.
You said no sea folk, but I'm going to say, forget it. I'm talking about a sea folk. So the whole first page
Well,
of
that's
Z
what I
is
should
about
have
a sea folk.
Yeah,
Mistress.
yeah, I'm with you.
Zaida Den Parida Blackwing. And
What a badass name.
I knew I just see these words and I know it's a sea folk person and I don't actually read those names like the whole way through.
Oh, me
It
neither.
just becomes sea folk, right? It's sea folk.
Yeah, sea folk.
Whatever the
yeah,
wave
wave
is.
mistress.
She was a wave mistress on the Black Pearl. Like that's what I'm hearing right now. Like
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Well, I'm more interested now.
I just love the ruse of the intro. Like it's a whole page, and you're like, "Oh, there's a lot more in Z than I thought." And you turn the page, and it's like,
Oh no, it's done.
No, this is half of Z right here. This one.
Or it's
person.
or it's so long
Dew
that you're
dripping
just
from
like,
the
well,
branches. Apparently.
I was not going to
that's
say
exactly
that.
what I figured. That's
Or
exactly what I
Either
Or
that
post.
or
Post.
You know,
That's
you
what
need
it
to
is,
Tap,
actually. It's
tap,
post, by the
tap,
way.
tap before you zip it up. Okay.
like post.
It's post time. Yeah. By the way,
Look.
let's go with Zool's response again. Say that
Tap
again,
tap
Zool.
tap before you zip it up.
Yeah.
That sounds like post time.
tap it.
Yeah.
Wait,
All
All right,
there
so I
it is.
want to talk about this sea folk
Physiology.
wave mistress.
Okay. Wait, which one's
Another
it?
Gotta go
the
refill real
first
quick.
page is Z.
Oh, Zeta. Zida. Okay.
Zaida. Something else that Robert Jordan does with women in particular is talk about them having like gray wings or streaks of gray as in order to tell you that this is a mature woman. He's
Mm-hmm.
not going to say she's old or whatever. But he always has this like streak
Yeah,
of
because
gray.
then he'd be insulting Harriet.
Mm.
I have
But-
to imagine that Harriet was like, "Don't call him old."
You think that's what it
No.
was?
Okay, we're not doing old. But are we going to get in? If we get her in the show, are we going to get her red fringed, her fringed red parasol of 2 tiers?
I caught that description too, and I was like, "That's bizarre." It's bizarre enough to where you're like, maybe they will do that.
I think
You know,
I think if I was making the show, I'd be like, that is a really interesting detail.
it is an interesting detail, but I'm with Zosh with his head shaking because I feel like the sea folk are kind of like hard ass badasses kind of feel, and her prancing around with a parasol with 2 tiers on it seems very like not the same vibe with the knives and the rings going from their noses and
No,
stuff.
but I think that might be a good contrast.
I agree
Which
with
tier?
you, but for a different reason. I feel
Okay,
like the details that they really drill down in and get deep into are not the descriptive details in the books. They're not going to have 15 coins hanging from nose to ear because
They
that's
might.
the way it was in the books. They might, but
But I mean, if we can already from the end of season 1 though, how different the IDAM look, like you're gonna get something. You're gonna get something.
But
you're right.
That's what I'm saying. They're drilling down on different details, and so for me, a 2-layered parasol, we're not gonna get it. But it's not because I'm not saying
piece of shit.
Oh, the show's bad or anything. I'm saying they're focused on different details. Those are not the details we're gonna get.
You're not wrong. There's an interesting thing about like kind of like the totality of the details is sometimes overwhelming here, right? But like if you read like like what they call the big white book, right? Like you get every description of what the fuck helmets these guys wear. Like this is
right.
This is that like. For better or worse, and I get why you would avoid it, they're not going to fucking embrace that. But at the same time, like to Zuul's point, there is something no other culture has gonna have a parasol at any point, regardless of what the fucking weather is. And by the way, a parasol is only for the sun, otherwise it'd be an umbrella. Because that's what a parasol is.
True.
Yes.
I just didn't see how that logistically makes sense on their ships. It would just like whip off, and you're like, God damn it, I lost him.
Yeah, but the thing is, but the thing is,
or they land somewhere. They're Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
she's one of the 12. So
a Mary
Poppins, y'all.
So that might be why. Like, I think it depends on how much they show like the nobility of the Shanjan, right? Like how well they are not the Shanjan.
Like
how well they demonstrate the status of like the mistress.
I think that's where Zuul's going.
Yeah.
And like any good show, I'm going to talk over her for a woman. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Zuul, go on. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to talk over you.
I have
put Jono in his place. Put Zono in his place.
Yeah. So, the fact that it is impractical is something you would only give to someone who is acting in a more ceremonial position.
Right, status.
So she wouldn't have it all the time. She wouldn't have it when she's actually, being away from mistress on her ship. But when she is showing up to a meeting with Rand or with whomever, Elaine, making a bargain, something like that would differentiate her from someone else.
That is one of the tantamount like aspects of like nobility or like this really high ranking or respectful ranking is doing things that are intrinsically inconvenient and not easy to maintain, and therefore doing it, you're showing off both your status and your wealth and that kind of stuff.
It's
because you
also
can afford to pay people to powder and style your wig before court.
Yeah. And sorry for talking over you, but you actually hit on a great point. Like, it's, I think you said like a status and kind of like what's going on is like, if a woman shows up with like a 2-tiered red, parasol, like, she's clearly menstruating, clearly angry, and like, you've got to fucking watch out.
Just tell her to calm down. Just tell her to calm down, and that she's being emotional.
That always helps. Yes.
Thank you, Zuul. Thank you, Zuul. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
That's exactly the right thing to say.
What's that sound effect? Dumb ways to die.
Yeah.
All right,
Don't
question about
waste time.
question about the tiered parasol. Is every tier the same size? Is the bottom tier the biggest, or is the bottom tier the smallest?
Is it
I
like a
assume
wedding
the bottom tier has to be the biggest because otherwise it's the
Yeah.
dumbest. Yeah.
Well,
Is
but
it
maybe,
going to be like a
Fun,
thinner,
yeah.
but
more
maybe
fine?
the higher up you move, the more coverage you get from the rain.
Well, I wonder if it's just like a thinner, finer material. So like the more tiers you have, the more it like diffuses the sunlight, right?
Yeah, you're onto something there.
So like,
Like
Is there
vellum?
is there someone of higher rank that has 3 tiers?
yeah,
Yes,
like somebody
there
just
is.
like
Yes.
put away your 2-tier parasol peasant.
I'm in love with
I would
Tom,
assume
no
their
idea.
state capitol building with like a throne in it is just like one giant parasol that covers like half the city.
It's like the circus tent, but it's just like
Yeah.
a massive 17-tiered parasol.
Or are they tiny? You just carry them around like they're decorations on a cupcake, and they
Just
just
sit
get
in your-
like
sit in
slightly
your
bigger.
drink.
all
They're
the
like,
time.
check this out.
True nobility is a 4-tier parasol in your margarita.
It's a legitimate question. It's never explained.
I still love this idea.
It does actually say
What are you,
As
2
a
parasols? I
clan-
still have ice in my margarita.
it does actually say that she, as a clan wave mistress, she had a fringed red parasol of 2 tiers. That would suggest that clan wave mistresses all have.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a sign of
That's
rank.
exactly what Zuul was saying. Yes.
Yeah, it's a sign of
Jokes
rank.
aside, yes. Like that's it. Like the whole thing is every single piece of jewelry they wear has validity. Every single like umbrella they have has validity. Like it all.
Jokes aside, who are you?
That being said, it's all minstrel jokes. Sorry.
All right, there you go.
There we go.
You mean like the musical playing band, or
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all women are for. Well, no, that's not true.
You know when the wind is blowing really hard and you try to close an umbrella? Could you imagine doing it with like 3-4 tiers?
2 of the tiers go inside out.
that's why they have to be
One
a
goes
wave mistress, or they just
One
get
goes
carried
down
off
and 2
like
go
Mary
up, and you're like,
Poppins.
son of a...
I'm in love with everything Tom is like. I'm doing a weird bizarre of like sexist joke, but also like right here, and then Tom is just fuck it all. Let's
So-
just.
I am obsessed with the logistics of the parasol and
So
the
are
tiers. Like it's ridiculous.
Are
It doesn't make
Maybe
any
it's,
sense.
but maybe it's one of those inside-out umbrellas that when you close it, it actually goes the other direction.
I think I figured it out. I think these clan wave mistresses are the origin of the story of Mary Poppins.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably what
The
it
wind
was.
blows
They just
and
they
they
got pulled
actually,
off the
like,
ship.
blow off
Yeah.
the ship.
And then they land down somewhere.
They land on the
and
docks
They
and they're
shove
just like,
medicine
hello.
down children's throats. Yeah.
Then they
So I'm
pull a
saying.
lamp out of their
I like
bag.
They just like
They-
land on on roofs in Kyrian and
I
Camelin.
do think it's super cool. Zaida is a super badass. She wasn't there at the first using of the Bowl of Winds,
Yeah, that's true.
but
Right.
she was there at the last battle
Yeah.
Or like the Battle of Winds.
Not that
where
important.
she reported to Idaralde, Brodel Idaralde, who is the greatest of the great captains.
Mhm.
I will die on this hill.
I'm there with you on that hill.
She reported to Brodel that they were fighting the Dark One gust for gust. So
That's pretty intense because weather is one of the Dark One's 3-pronged plan.
It's one of his main weapons.
It's one of his main plans. His evil plan.
Yeah.
Zosh, do you know his other 2 plans?
It's at that moment that Zosh realized he wasn't the nerdiest one in the room.
That's a fact.
What else we got here in
I got
this
one.
very short Z chapter?
I'll go for one.
And-
There's one I like.
Oh, Xandru, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
All right.
So the first thing I did was look and see how many of the entries weren't actually just people.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there's like 2, 3 maybe. And the one I like the most, of course, being from the Black Tower, is Zamai.
Yeah.
An IL grain crop that was known as far back as the Age of Legends. Its flour made a pale, flat bread, and its bright yellow kernels were used to make an alcoholic drink called usquai.
So that's obviously carrots. That's carrots, obviously.
And I would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to read
Carrot
to you.
mash.
I would like to
Carrot
read to you
mash.
from this book,
Oh. Okay.
The Origins of the Wheel of
Oh,
Time.
Origins of
I
the
have to
Wheel
read
of Time.
sideways
yeah.
now.
The very
Sideways
last,
words.
The
It
very
has
last
been wrapping.
Other way.
Is it
There you
upside
go.
down?
Other way, Zool.
origin.
It was-
Really
You
look
got
at
it. Zool, you
wasn't-
can do it.
There you go. Which I do have signed by Maria, Michael Livingston, and Harriet.
Very nice.
Nice.
So the very last end note in here is about Zamai. And it was something that Michael Livingston had always gotten wrong. He thought maybe the name came from just mixing up the letters of maize for corn.
Mhm. Okay.
And Maria
Safe.
was watching Jeopardy! And this came up. It says, credit for the realization of how Jordan made this work goes to Maria Simmons. Is it Simmons or Simons?
Simmons.
Simmons, who figured it out when the scientific name for maize was the subject of a Jeopardy question posed by Ken Jennings, who for a short time happened to be Brandon Sanderson's roommate in college. The wheel reads as the wheel wills. So bring it
that
back around.
timing was incredible.
So
This is what
Zamai
you guys have
actually
Zool on
is the
to bring
scientific name.
intelligent.
Hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
wait,
Josh.
Zool, finish what?
Yeah,
So Zamai actually is the scientific name for corn.
With a U, right?
No,
Oh.
it's not British. What do you? Come
Yeah,
on.
it's not from the
I think
UK.
it was
It's
Zumai.
not from the UK.
They didn't
Were you
change
gonna say
the
something?
delicious
Canada.
cookie.
That could not have made me
I was
happier.
just going to say that's why you have
With a
Zool
U, right?
to bring the real. Because I do remember that, because that was one of the things that Michael Livingston pointed out, that once that was figured out, he could just imagine Robert Jordan just giggling, being like, ah, yeah, well done. Finally, you figured it out.
Now,
Is
you know
this a
what
thing to
Beach Boy
figure
was?
out?
Yeah.
It was originally. Now that we figured it out, it's figured out. It's no longer a thing to
But I
figure
think-
out.
I mean, everything's
Because
something
it's
to figure out
already
until you
been
figure it out,
figured
Tom.
I kind of feel like it was on Front Street the whole time.
Tom,
I
you've
mean,
always
did
just been
you-
streets
I mean-
ahead.
Did you know it was the scientific name, or did you think it was just maize switched around?
No, I
I didn't put that much thought.
I didn't
into
put
it.
that much thought into it at all. I just thought it was corn whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
it is
hey,
corn.
Zool,
corn.
by the way, I
The
appreciate
answer is the
I
lie.
appreciate that you know all of these things, but you don't spoil it for the rest of us. I really
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, the fun
super cool of you.
the fun thing about it being like Usquai as well is so in the U.S. you can use corn mash generally in two ways when you're making liquor. If you add sugar to the mash process, you wind up making the clear distillate moonshine. But if you don't add any additional sugars, you go down the path of a distinctly and uniquely American tradition
Sour
of
man.
making corn whiskey. Yeah.
That's it. That's it right there.
Which is funny because initially distilled whiskey is still absolutely clear. It only gets its nice little amber and brown colors from being aged in barrels, which then
Correct.
begs the question: what do the IL age Usquai in?
They're
Just
women.
rocks.
Clay pots. Clay pots.
The skulls of their enemies.
Well, see,
Yeah.
the thing that makes
Of
the clay
their
pots hard.
enemies.
Well, see, the thing that makes clay pots hard is it's not going to operate the same way that barrels do, right? That's not going to
For
have
sure.
the same
For sure.
permeable inner layer that
With
doesn't
the
matter
air,
if there's
yeah,
tar
the
or not.
air.
The interchange.
But-
in it. It
Well,
will
they can
have
just put like
can-
a block of wood in there.
You can.
Do
That's
that.
what I was just gonna say. You can drop a block of wood into a clay pot.
Well, also the
Maybe.
traveling people freely went to the ale way. I mean, they
That's
could
another
have
good
barrels.
point as
Like, it's
well.
not impossible that they have wood.
It's
out
just the
there.
parts of like the Tinker wagons that have fallen off in the
Yeah.
last couple of years.
They're
and
just like,
"Eh."
they're like, you can leave our lands, but you're leaving the wagon behind. We need all this wood.
We got whiskey to make.
Can you
Yeah.
think of a more interesting like area as far as like a desert that gets cold as fuck, as far as like storing a cask, right? Like storing a barrel, like the hot and cold interchange. Although, well, you gotta put in the right room, I guess, because otherwise it's cool. Like
Well,
the hot and cold interchange would be kind
Imagine
of
the pressure buildup.
yeah.
They burn dung for fires. Nomen garden.
Imagine the
Well, look.
pressure buildup in those clay pots if they are out in the sun, right? Because ethanol evaporates super easily as it is. Now you put it in
Well-
a literal desert.
It's
Yeah,
the
but then I
same-
mean, like they have places like Cold Rock's Hold. Like that's not like
Yeah.
a singular place. Like there's places of shadow.
Beach has a
Well,
good
I'm more
point.
so talking about like when they're
It's
moving
just-
around and they're transporting
yeah,
it with
fair.
them. Like, can you imagine
They're
just
taking
being
it
the
with
guy
them?
that's like
Oh.
trying to undo the cork stopper or just the lid
Okay,
on a
but-
clay pot and
okay,
it blasts
but-
off and hit you in the face?
Remember though, as I have, I currently have ghost peppers fermenting right now in a fermentation jar. It is shaped very specifically to allow
correct.
for gas to to be expelled,
So you're right.
but also to protect the integrity of the
Yeah, but it uses
contents
water to
inside.
create a seal. You're not going to be
Yes.
able to do that in the way. They're not going to waste water on sealing clay pots for usquai.
What if you're using usquai?
Oh.
Because the thing is,
An
I
usquai
can
seal?
use
Checkmate.
water. I can use water to
I
create a
use
seal
the
around those
usquai to make
peppers.
the usquai.
But I know people that when they're brewing beer or mead or anything like that, they actually use vodka as the seal
Uh-huh.
for the
Because
gas
it's
trap.
guaranteed sterile as well.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
gonna say it's gonna kill bacteria.
I
I'm
use
trying to
water
imagine-
because it's cheap. I'm not rich enough to afford vodka in my pepper fermentation.
I can't
Speaking
use
of
I can't use
drinks.
alcohol to make my alcohol.
That would be
No!
ridiculous.
What are you
Come
drinking, Jono?
on.
I can't use alcohol to make my dark ones taint.
I'm trying to imagine a bunch of stone dogs
Absolutely
like
not.
running up the mountain to bust some people, some
Bust the-
moonshine.
bust the-
moonshine.
Noman
Take
Garden
out-
had a great. This is back to parasols, but I have to highlight this one.
All right.
Noman Garden said, "Seafolk parasol troopers. They blow across the board other ships."
Yes. There you go.
Oh my god, I would watch that. Put that on TV.
It's
Put that on
fantastic.
TV.
Yeah,
they
I mean,
use
they
Sorry, I
have-
missed that one, Noman Garden. That was a great
they
one.
They have channelers that could like
Holy shit.
Yeah, just gusting
blow
winds.
to like
Yeah.
gust of wind to like blow them over there.
That
Oh,
seems
you think
a
they're
lot of
like
fun.
Zelda Breath of the Wild with little fans and
And they
like
can,
flying
like,
across?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
do it.
I love that idea.
Yes.
Trademark this right
Um,
now. Trademark it. Trademark it. Trademark it.
Trademark.
Cover it. Cover it.
Wait.
Cover it.
Okay,
Cover
there
it.
is one. There is one entry in here that pissed me off a little bit.
Put it in
Oh,
your IQ first.
well, I want to talk about that. What is it?
Oh,
Okay, so on
Yeah.
page
Wait, what page are we flipping through?
813,
Okay.
Eight
so
There's
many
so
pages
many.
for Z.
there's
Yeah.
so many to choose from.
Zamila
Amasa.
Massa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mir Aes Sedai of the Brown Ocean. So
It's
she was like
sad.
A lot of
she's
Z
one
names in the
three.
Athenmere.
Which
Yeah, but she's like one of like the three that gets sacrificed to be
Mhm,
an
yeah.
Aes Sedai.
It's sad.
Which is interesting, though, is that most of the sea folk who go to the White Tower end up in the Brown Aja.
It's not. It's intentional. It's intentional.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think where Zuul is going is like it's a like entire like as far as the Aes Sedai see, it's a cultural like we're pieces of shit, we're weak, we're useless. This is all we can do, which is amazing because the sea folk are brilliant and beautiful in their own fucking way with their red parasols bleeding everywhere. Like the fact is that they send like a captive, like almost right to just like, be captured, and you are ostensibly 18, clearly not the fact, right? Like they even show that here. And you're weak, and you will take forever to learn, and you will stay in the fucking tower as a Brown Aja in the library.
That
Like,
must
it's-
suck for
Yeah.
them so hard.
She
It's a-
couldn't
yeah,
go anywhere
it's a
near the
weird
water.
thing.
She
Yeah.
had to stay away
Well,
from the
but-
water.
But
Yeah.
hold on.
Well,
Hold
there's
on,
a
though.
river
Like,
going around that vagina island, though. So,
Hey.
I'm not.
Well, that's true.
I'm not going to disagree because it is absolutely tragic, right? The thing that you were raised to love and appreciate your entire life, and then all of a sudden being told, hey, by the way, you can't. We're going to send you to the land to protect the rest of us.
yeah, yeah.
And I feel like the sea folk have enough of a culture, enough of a sort of tradition that is intrinsic to them that they would be. It would be a sacrifice.
Yeah,
Don't
you're
get me
aware of
wrong.
your
It would be a sacrifice. But they would be honored to make that sacrifice knowing that sacrifice protects the rest of their people.
But it's like
Zosh, we don't know if it's
sacrifice.
voluntary.
It's a 200, possibly 300-year sacrifice, if depending on your strength. Like,
I very well understand, and I would even say that their sacrifice is greater than those who would give their lives in a battle, because
for sure. Yeah, I think
That
so.
life-
there are
They're
worse
protecting the
things
entire
than
culture.
dying,
Yeah,
but they're protecting their entire people. And on the days that shit gets hard,
they're
not
definitely
like they don't
sacrificed.
have
Are they
other-
no, they are. I don't remember if they
I don't
are.
know.
that's
No,
the question
No,
we
they
don't
are
know.
not.
I guess we do know. Then yes.
Well, still, at least you have the honor of going like, well, I know that what I'm being forced into. Maybe not so forced, depending on the individual, but like I know what I'm being forced into is at least like
I'm sure
honoring
there's
this
some
great
Katniss,
thing behind me.
I think part of the
Everdeen,
forcing
Aes
them.
Sedai, who volunteer.
I volunteer as tribute.
I think part of the forcing them to stay away from the sea and to give up all of the all the sea folk jewelry and everything is done to try to be a mercy, because they're trying to force them to leave everything that is sea folk behind.
Yeah.
So that it's easier for them to adapt to this life
And also,
outside of the sea folk.
and I interrupt me in a second, but also to make sure that we send the weakest person, so you never look askance at the sea folk.
Yeah,
Well,
you just assume that this entire culture of people. Weak in
and
comparison.
they learn
Occasionally
slowly.
they'll send stronger, so expressly so the Aes Sedai don't come looking to see if there are strongers that are hiding.
It's measured. It's measured so that suspicion.
They're not
is at a
sending the
minimum.
strongest, but they will send stronger.
Send
than
somebody
the
who's like
No, they send the weakest. They send the
middling and then
weakest.
takes a little bit of a long time to learn.
Well, that's what they
like
try to do, but
20
every
years.
once in a while they'll send a strong.
No, Jono, I remember Zanger's point.
Yeah,
I remember them specifically
It's
randomly
rare.
varying it to like throw them off the trail, so to speak.
because they're
And
like,
Okay, so
But-
you have this sad entry, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
it's sad that she has to go through this, but then at the end it talks about Alviarin coming from the island of Tremalking to talk about like the Amayar.
That is
see.
sad.
the whoopsie death sea, as they call it.
Is that the one?
I think that was his chapter title.
Oh, she returned from Tremalking. She encountered Zamila, who mentioned what a sad time it was for all, and for Alviarin in particular. Fuck Alviarin. Who cares if she's sad? I don't
definitely
wanna
don't
hear
care if
about her
Alviarin
being-
is sad.
I think it was.
Although she is
No.
my favorite dark friend.
I thought
Why
it was
is
like
she
Call
sad?
of Duty gamer sad, where it's like it's not sad as in like we
Oh,
should be
that's
sorry
sad.
for you. It's sad because of how pathetic it is.
So this is when what was the point here? Like, what was happening right now?
I don't know.
I think
Somebody
she'd
tell
been
me?
replaced. She'd been replaced as keeper while she was out.
That's
or
correct.
something.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct, Tom. Because that was what was going on. Because it was something specific to either Alviarin or her Ajan. I guess that makes sense, Tom.
Yeah.
That she had
Something
been-
had gone very badly for them. It didn't have to do with the Myanmar. Is that right?
No, this
Yeah.
What's your Zuul? What you're thinking of, and rarely you're wrong because you know more than we fucking do. But
Second half of the series-
By a mile.
I haven't read the second half of the series in like
yeah, how
10
fucking
years.
dare you? No, this is the case where like Alviarin comes back, and it's she's been gone for so long that she had been replaced.
Did she
So
come
it's-
back after Egwene was raised, or
I believe Egwene was not
so
raised.
Elida replaced her?
Elida had
Yeah.
replaced her. Yes.
Yeah, Elida, yeah.
Oh,
I think this is the point. Like,
I
Elida
used
was
to. Do we
trying
know
to-
whether they're from high-standing families?
This was right before Alviarin went up to find out what the fuck was going on while she'd been gone, and then Elida basically
Yeah.
destroyed her.
Elida
I think it
could
was
not
in a
have been
prologue,
where.
maybe. I
Yeah.
can't remember entirely.
Yeah, this is when she loses her spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Why Shizzle said, who would want one of the weakest channelers as their wind finders? Let's send out these weak to the tower.
But
We don't want them anyway.
Though, is like, you get these, they're literally tributes,
I
right?
will-
Like these sea folk wilders.
Yeah, they couldn't remember the greatest
Very
song in the world.
They are just tributes. Just to
No,
kind
they
of,
just knew the tribute.
and like this is the tale. Or I'm sorry, no. What's funny?
Jack
Like my
Sparrow.
just so you know, Joe, I would do.
I will say though, not every. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
You sound like my mom. I mean, my wife. To tell me to finish. But like, it's so funny how dumb that the Aes Sedai are for thousands of years, literally, because it's one girl. Like, you know what? You send me one girl every 80 years, I've got questions. Apparently, you send the Aes Sedai one girl every 80 years, and they're all right. But they just never look at you.
Seriously, though.
I think it speaks to how low their rate of finding new Chandlers exactly was. That you could send one so infrequently and never be looked at again.
I think it was a clear distinction of the tower to assume that these outlying like cultures were not like part of the grand.
They're all weak. They're all weak. Like the amount of.
I mean,
which is their own stupidity for not.
I mean, Andrew's right because you know, like they're sending one every once in a while, but they're finding one every once in a while. Like the whole series is like, oh wait a minute, we went to this village. Turns out there's like 50.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing though, because remember what Moraine says at the beginning. She's like, yeah, it's super. Yeah, well, she says that too. But she also says that it's like super rare. It doesn't happen a lot. Yeah, the ability to learn is common, but having it born within you is not. And the Aes Sedai have this view of like, oh yeah, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then Egwene, with the Salidar Aes Sedai, she's like, fuck it, I don't give a shit. Every woman who exists will be tested, and if they want to join, they can join. And then they're like, holy shit, there's a lot of women who can learn to channel. They're surprised.
The floodgates open.
Yeah. We also just how extraordinary it is to find 3 at a time. Well, 2 at a time, much less 3. That like 1 in itself was considered a great success for like the next 10 years.
Great success.
A Chandler. Yeah.
Of course.
So
we did learn from the companion recently that like Chandlers are dying out literally because they're not having sex. Like that contingent of the white that was just like we should just probably breed each other was correct.
Yep. We just talked about this. We just had an episode on this, and it was the white Aja breakdown and them presenting their idea that there's a black tower, there's men who can channel that are gathering, we should fuck them.
Yes.
Like, and the horrified look of everyone in the room.
Especially the Reds. Can you imagine?
They're horrified because it's like we should go bond them. It's like no.
I had an idea. Come on, mother, let's go.
and then Pavara.
Really
come on, mother.
Pavara's like, actually,
we're talking
though,
penis and vagina, right, Andrew?
I mean, pick a hole, really, I guess.
Well, no. Only one of them works for making more Chandler.
A specific one.
Well, yeah, but nothing says
Dick
you can't
had
have a couple
sex.
practice rounds. I mean, come on, practice.
Well, I mean, certainly, just go to town, but
wow.
To achieve
I
your
wonder
goal.
how long. Okay, knowing that they slow at a certain age, I wonder how long they remain fertile, like until they're like 200, 300.
I would imagine that
like,
the other parts of their body slow down in age as much as their face
question.
does.
When is Aes Sedai menopause?
Wait a minute. Seriously.
When is Ashaman ED?
Is Zuul saying that they go to the gynecologist and he can't tell how old their uterus is?
Gynecologist all yellow Aja.
It's like I looked at it. I think I don't know. It looks like I don't know.
I mean, I know you're 300 years old, but you
28.
look like you're 28.
You guys not remember this? They don't wrinkle, so we can't tell where the folds are.
You got a healthy uterus there.
I'll do your uterus 24. It's actually 87.
It's nice if I get
Zasha's impersonation of the gynecologist is you got a healthy uterus. Like who?
That is not
What
my
Einstein is going to that gynecologist?
Not
Who
me.
ghosted this guy?
But it happens. Like,
You know it's
oh,
in-house.
God.
They're yellow Aja. Come on, what are you doing?
Right? You can trust them. They just want to help.
So, Zuul, here's a question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aes
So,
Sedai gets healed. Does her
All the gentle male channelers should have been studded out.
I agree.
He's not wrong. You're not wrong, Rice Sizzle.
like, you would have thought that would
literally
be
the
the
plan of
You
the
just
White
have to kill
Aja.
the boys. Kill the boys.
Yeah. But does the hymen come back? Like, if you get healed, like, does like,
Oh,
the
God
foreskin
damn
come
it,
back?
Jono.
Listen, body parts.
Maybe in the Age of
I think
Legends.
body parts that are gone do not regenerate.
Yeah, you can't regrow an arm.
Sound like you said
Yeah.
Hilton, and I don't know that.
Yeah.
I
You
was
got
gonna
the
say,
hilt
body parts
attached to
that
the
are
hymen
gone
that you have to
cannot be
remove before your first
regenerated.
time.
Okay, when
Alright.
Aaron
That
cut
makes
off
sense.
the arm of the Aiel dude, the stone dog,
True. Yeah. that's
Famitsu
true.
healed him and was
Yeah.
like, it was like the best that anyone could do at that point in time. And it was like a perfect, like, rounded stump.
Perfect for fist.
Not regenerate. I mean,
Well, you can't fist
Well,
anything with a
perfect.
thumb, Joe.
for
Perfect.
stumping, maybe.
Yeah.
You could stump it
Yeah.
You could
Yeah.
stump it. But
all day.
What?
long.
What do you
the
think
hand-
Brand was doing with
the
the men,
point-
boys?
the point was that the hand did not come back with
No,
one of the
you're
most
exactly right.
skilled
You're very much
healers
right.
of
But
the
then the
age.
question then becomes like the loss of a part of the body versus the tearing, stretching, and then re-healing of a part of the body.
Son of a-
Yeah.
The
yeah.
Thank
body
you,
part
Xandra.
is not missing. So
Yeah.
Do we think
I mean-
Nynaeve could have learned how to regrow like a
'cause
Rand's
could,
hand?
could they heal
some
gauges?
point.
Like
Yeah.
if somebody got a gauge earring,
I think so.
Could they heal up that hole?
I think
Nynaeve
I
could
think
have regrown
Nynaeve could
Rand's
definitely
hand.
have gotten to the point where she could regrow his hand. Yeah.
Let's get
She
back
could-
on
if she
top.
could have figured that out, would have been exactly like
Oh,
Deadpool
is there a topic? I'm sorry,
Yes.
what?
with the little baby legs.
I want to move to page 812.
Yeah.
Just straight
Okay.
shirt cocking it.
812.
Zara board.
We're still doing
Zara
entries.
board.
Oh,
This is creepy.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, the Zara board. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Zara was a violent game from the Age of Legends. Samael had a Zara board in his apartments in Ilion, found in a stasis box. The board projected a field of transparent boxes in the air and used once human playing pieces. It was highly illegal game enjoyed by followers of the Dark One.
Is that some sort of version of Dakoval, but as chess pieces?
Once human.
Yeah, once human is odd.
this makes me
Wording.
think of like
Is,
chess meets Squid Game.
Are they full-size people? Are they like shrunk down? I mean,
Are they
Yeah,
alive?
because I imagine shrunken down like the Game Board and the Millennium Falcon, just like little people have been like, yeah, and,
Well, maybe they
and
were
you're like,
just
oh,
like
that's
the-
weird. But what? Look at these cute little chess pieces.
What if they were?
Well,
Or is it like
some-
Wizard's chess from Harry Potter?
No, it's
That's
the thing
what my
where
thought
they take your saliva and they put it in a box, but they somehow make them chess pieces instead of.
Yeah, so it's like
Oh,
Wizard's chess. And
yeah.
they're moving around little
Yeah.
chess pieces.
Well, way to
Yeah.
use, by the way, David Cole, which is not a like. I remember reading those in like I think that's book 7 to 8, the David Cole when that happens, like when what's his name is Morden has just come back and is just like impressing like the former Forsaken into duty, and you're just grossed out by it. That's a fantastic use
You
of
guys-
it.
You guys really gonna just sleep on
Zeal.
Korsuvra? What if you
That
have
doesn't
someone
start
in a
with a Z.
Korsuvra?
What the hell are you doing?
Wait, is that's what I meant? Is that what I said?
No, you were talking about the actual. Yeah, you may have got it wrong. David Cole is what's a ISID or an IEL indentured
Slave.
I
servant.
mean, Daco Vale?
Yeah,
Daco
Daco
Vale.
Vale.
Wait, the Daco Vale is
Yeah.
the servants of the Shankan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the service
yeah,
of the
yeah, yeah.
Sunshine.
All right.
IL or the
Whatever-
machine.
Whatever Zosh
He's-
is saying,
Zosh
that's
saying-
right.
Zosh is saying,
the
Zosh is saying
Korsu-
what Tom was
Kors-
trying to say. The
Yes,
Korsu.
Korsuvra.
And
Yeah.
I
That's
just
what it
grabbed
Okay,
the
Korsuvra.
Darkness and the madness keeps whispering in his ear. So.
So what are we trying to figure out? What this game? What
I
what
don't
what
know.
once
I think they
human
put their
pieces
skulls
mean?
into the pieces
What
and then
they
use
used-
that.
it's just a fucked up game. Like it's like bad, like evil wizard's chess, like cute. Or is it
once human playing pieces?
Wouldn't they just use the Zomara? I would think.
No, they don't. No, but these are actually they want to be more cruel. I think these are once human.
This sounds like
the Zomara. No, the Zomara
were never human.
Constructions. Were never human. When I first when I first read them at the Dark Friend Social as like the servants there, I thought that they were humans that the souls had been taken out of. I didn't realize that they were just
they were never
they're just meat puppets. Yeah.
It's the world's worst gray man. Like
all he was they seemed like
a gray men actually have their soul removed.
That had been assaulted by Nightman.
Yeah.
Day-Man.
So I always assumed that they still were human in origin because
it's a ripoff of Harry Potter, obviously. Thank you, Ayush.
They use human souls.
I mean, everything's a ripoff of Harry Potter. We all know that.
Of every other Shadow Spawn.
Yeah.
Like that is the entire purpose of the Thakandar River and the Thakandar Valley. Trollocs are part spliced human souls and human DNA.
I'll be honest. Like one of the things that's not really appreciated, like how fucking dark some of this shit is in these books, right? Like if you really think about
because it's only mentioned in passing. That's why like you kind of get this like you have this fucking sick thing and they're just like, oh, we have this thing, and then they never talk about it again. You're like, what?
It's very much not leaned into.
Yeah, it's amazing.
By the people that witness it, they're just like, well, that's weird. They should be like,
they should be. What the
kind
fuck
of makes
is
me want to
that?
kill myself. That I don't really have faith in humanity anymore. This is terrible.
As Zosh was pointing to, like, anything Thakandar, anything of that like fucking valley of like death, fucked up smithery, which is a weird combination of words. Like, what do they do to make a Mirdraw sword? They they take some fucking like it sounded like from what we've read, a woman obviously, but not always, and just
a baby, a woman.
Yeah,
that was every.
It needs to be quenched in blood, and not just blood. It needs to be quenched in death. Every single Mirdraw has that weapon had to have killed someone.
There's quite a bit of myth,
that was every blade they made. Every Thakandarian
every
blade
single one.
Not just Mirdraw. The Trolloc blades that had the same effect, like the one that we see in the show that Tam sliced with, this Trolloc.
Yes,
it's all part of this Thakandarian river quenching in death kind of process. So every weapon that leaves Thakandar has the same taint. So this is none of
that matches up with our magic system in this book, does it? Really?
Well, that's the whole point, though. Is they're not real humans.
We've discussed this.
None of that lines up with just the one power. That's our only real mysticism in these books. And then we've got
which is a soft magic system.
You know,
it's a soft magic system.
Demonic, drenching things in blood to make like crazy swords.
Well, you're also right there by the board.
It's very unexplored at the very least.
To the physical taint of
that's true. Yeah, you're right. You're right between the anus and the.
So I mean, if you can taint Sidene for all male Chandlers to slowly go insane with a permanent infection, I mean, you can definitely make a river a little chemical.
It's very. I just
thought it was Trolloc shit streaks on their blades, Beach,
which is also very bad for you.
Also
I'm
bad.
with you, Beach. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a very soft magic system cleverly disguised as a hard magic system.
That's describing.
It's also.
And you don't want to be made fun of.
The way the book is written, it leaves the door open for.
So Noman Garden says no, it was quenched in the black oily stream coming from Sheol Gul, and the killing just made it black and activated.
Noman Garden is 100% correct, and that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That's part of the process.
Yeah, but it's the point is it's being quenched in the taint stream.
Well, no, it's being
that makes it black.
It's quenched in the blood. The blood is the last piece of it, and like.
Or they think it is.
If you remember, like there's, I think it's in book 6 or 7, because Samuel is there, I believe, or no, Demandred. He walks past as it happens, and and even the people who are the people, quote unquote, they're not really people, and he mentions the fact that they are automatons, but even the automatons,
they're constructs,
will not, if they, even though they're not alive necessarily, avoid the fuck out of that black oily stream because it's their death too. And even though they're not really like alive, they sure as shit are more alive than that black oily stream. So they put the fucking blade into that black oily stream and then quench it in the blood of someone they're about to kill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you have sex.
But this
Wait, that's
is-
how you do it?
it is.
Finally.
But this also kind of adds to the darkness of when Fail and her caravan, like at the very end, go into a city and they're like, holy shit, there are cities in the blight.
The town.
Yeah.
The city or whatever it is. Like, holy shit, this is not okay. And it's like that's essentially their crop.
For sure. Yeah.
Gross.
So,
People
quick
farm.
You
question.
really kind of
Question
Or it's
is,
people they've like raided the Borderlands for, or
Borderlands.
you know, like or
Yes.
random IEL dudes that run into the blight.
And-
You know,
No, they're corn people.
like it's harvest.
So
quick corn people. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if F had an entry for the Forgers.
Oh
isn't
well,
that
I
what
mean,
they're called?
we can't talk about that because we're talking about.
So
that
what-
right
yeah,
now.
what I've found
I was wondering-
You don't go
I
back.
We already did
Yeah,
it.
go
We
back.
already did
I was
it.
wondering if you had covered that.
Well, so one of the
Zuul
things I find
answer is-
interesting is
Can we
that
get
the
Zosh
Zamara-
on all the time?
Zosh, we need you to record one of those for every letter, and I'm just going to insert it backwards in all of our episodes.
We
already did it.
Never let Josh go backwards ever, or Jono go backwards ever again.
Okay, I can do that. You know what? I'll work on that tomorrow.
I just need a soundbite of you saying, "We already did that, Jono."
We already did that, Jono.
So there you go. Thank you.
I got you.
Wait, Josh,
I'm here
Josh,
for
Josh.
you.
One more time, Josh.
We already did that, Jono.
This solo alone with the sparks.
Yes.
I needed that for the last 12 years.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Tom,
It's
you
gonna-
wanna-
I have-
It's gonna be our greatest. It's gonna be our greatest recurring bit for all time.
Jonah, do you have like one of those like bus beeping things when you back up? Beep, beep.
You do now.
I got
It's
stuck in a
Somebody's
hallway
screaming.
in Dr.
I
Evil's
will
lair.
say.
Uh-huh.
No.
No.
That's
I
the end
will
of
say
that.
there is an entry
Also a great bit.
Zhang,
Okay.
and Zhang was a youngling who decided that he'd rather join the Tower Guard than become a warder. He was an idiot who followed Gawain. So Zhang is stupid.
You do realize this is going on with Zhang, right?
It says it right here. So Zhang was stupid.
I enjoyed
Zhang
that.
was
Dude,
stupid.
like, legitimate question. You remember who he is, right? So this, no, this is when Robert Jordan had just watched Wayne's World.
There it comes.
Okay.
I like where this is going. Hit it. Do it.
That's it. Zhang just means excellent, according to Wayne's World.
Yes! I love it. I'm so happy right now.
So he wasn't stupid. He was excellent.
Yeah.
Jono, what does Delaware mean according to Wayne's Rule?
Hi.
I'm
I'm
in
in Delaware.
Delaware. I'm in
Delaware.
Delaware.
Do you speak Hawaiian though?
Mukalakahiki, come on, you want to lay me? Pass the poi, mahalo. Hey,
Alright.
yo, I'm in Brooklyn. Hey, I got a gun. Let's go to a Broadway show.
Broadway show. What's funny is my actual notes for
Oh,
Zhang
goddamn.
was excellent. I assume Robert Jordan just watched Wayne's World.
Is that the one, Jono?
Dang.
No, it's not my last note.
Oh, okay.
Let's get to your last
For
note.
Yeah,
everybody who
Jono, let's hear your last
doesn't
one.
We have.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys. We have
Wait,
one
no,
last
Zosh,
note.
finish up. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, for everybody who doesn't know, when Wayne says "zang," he's saying "excellent" in Wayne's World Cantonese.
Careful. Did you
Also, thank you, brother Dan. I am. I like that my Brooklyn accent is spot on. That's
I mean,
all
it's
right.
yeah.
Zosh,
And he would know.
I feel like
He would know.
I feel like he might have misinterpreted what he said.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
It
doesn't
is what it
matter.
is.
Anyway, I'm sorry to do this. So apparently, well, not apparently, this is the last entry, and I mean literally the last entry on page 815.
Wait, before
Here it is.
you say the last entry, it's the last entry of the book, and if you flip the page, there's nothing. And then if you flip that, it's just the back cover. There's no afterward. There's nothing. This is literally the last thing.
This
there's
is the last
no.
thing.
This page left blank intentionally.
Nope. This is
This
it.
is it.
No,
No glossary.
There is literally a
Nothing.
blank page.
plenty
So
of
here we
spots for autographs. You
We
know,
made the joke earlier. There was no glossary for this glossary.
I dropped my book.
Here we go.
No ending.
Okay, hit it.
Zushi. I'm delighted this one gives us actually a new term, and it's this distinctly interesting and ironic because so it's a Seafolk Wilder. Or, I'm sorry, wow, I'll try that again. Drunk. A Seafolk
Start over.
captured
Start
by the
over.
Shams, held as Demon.
Wait, everyone, hold on for the edit point. Edit. Wait.
What's funny here
Oh,
is-
it's live.
yeah. What's funny here is, God damn it.
yes, Jono.
So as she, Bethman suggested her move to a double kennel with a Damani from the Empire. One experience in becoming heart friends.
Forget about it.
So, heart friends. Heart friends is not a term in this. Like, I went looking.
Okay.
The last entry in the books has a reference to a word called heart friends. It's not here. Heart friends does not exist as a reference.
Because
Oh,
the real treasure is the heart friends we made along the way.
that's the ending.
No.
I'm sorry, that's the ending.
It's neither an ending nor a beginning.
But it was a beginning.
Yeah.
Heart friends are obviously lesbians, and I love
I
the
think so.
fact that the last thing.
This
going
is how
on-
you want to end the companion?
You're goddamn right.
This is what
It's
you.
the
This is
right-
what you made us wait for.
Yeah.
Why?
It means pillow friends, licky lovers, like whatever you want to call it.
It would have been so much better to end on like those weird kids that are just like servants and made out of thin air.
At the
We
Black
got real
Tower,
freaky
we
with
have
that.
at the Black
And
Tower we
less
have
offensive,
Saber neighbors.
frankly.
Saber neighbors.
Saber
Oh.
neighbors. That's what it is. At the Black Tower, you don't have pillow friends. You have saber neighbors.
Can you stick your dick through a needle-sized hole in your dorm room?
If you push hard enough, yeah.
With enough flows of air, you can fit anywhere.
That's a t-shirt, Andrew.
Write that down.
Shit!
So
right, hold
that's
on, you're gonna have to
tWoTcast for
send
this
that to me.
week. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below, and in theory, we'll get better at responding to them. We're actually pretty okay with that right now. You can listen to the audio version of this podcast or this show wherever you get your podcasts. tWoTcast theme songs
Yay!
brought to you by the one and only Taffy Bennington, Van Andrel Bard of Time. Links to their stuff is below. Thank you, guests. Thank you, Zuul.
Thank you
For being on the
This was
show.
fun.
Jordan Con?
I hope so.
Is Taffy coming to Jordan Con?
Oh, yeah, she's got, right now she has.
Are you coming to Jordan Con?
Absolutely.
She's gonna base her decision off of that.
Yeah,
so right
that's
now,
what she did tell. She did say, by the
look.
way, when you're doing Z tonight, ask Josh if he's coming to JordanCon, and
Tappy.
if not, I will not be coming. That's what she said right here. It's gonna...
Tappy, will you please come to JordanCon? I will buy you a beverage of your choosing.
Did you not meet Taffy last time?
I did, but I was really drunk.
Are you expected to be
I feel like
different
that.
this
I
time?
feel like that'll happen again.
Hey, Zoosh.
Zosh.
Zoosh.
It's
The
obviously
funny part
Zosh.
is I was going to ask Zuul a
You
question.
can call me Zoosh if you want to.
Well, listen to this.
You can leave
Is it
your friends
weird to you?
behind.
The last character's name is, I think it's Zoosh. Is her name? No, Zushi.
Zushi.
Is it weird that Zushi is into eating pussy? Do you feel that's offensive?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know that she
No.
is, because she is being put into someone who is kind of like
Oh,
they're like she's good at
DanaLou, bringing it
converting.
real.
She's good at converting people by
Yeah.
making them into heart friends,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
no, it's not saying that Zushi actually is.
That's true. It's true.
DanaLou,
Her name is Zushi. It's Zoo. Never mind.
No, but
There is
she
no
was
Dana,
named-
only Zuul. Dana, thank you for being on the show. You're the best.
Thank you.
I mean,
Links
her
to
name
the
is
Black Tower
Fresh Fish.
podcast is in the description below. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Andrew, for being on the show. We wanted to have you guys
Thanks
on
for
way
having
earlier,
us.
and hilariously, Josh, we tried to get you on for Jay. It didn't work out. And Andrew, we didn't even know we were doing this dumb thing with the names until well after A was happened.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's really
Thanks for having us for episode Z. I appreciate it. We were happy to be here. It's great.
We had
Always a
Daniel on
great
for
time.
D, and I was like, I can't not have the other Black Tower guys on.
Well, that's fine.
This
Daniel
just seems wrong.
Daniel came
the
in
last
with the D,
opportunity.
and we showed up for the finish. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh!
Thanks.
That's-
Thanks for being on.
Common.
I mean, the bookend is really the most important one to be on. No
Yeah,
one's
you gotta
watching.
look at
Well, no one's watching B through Y. That's bullshit.
Yeah, those
I watched,
other
no, I
letters in
watched,
the alphabet,
I watched
fuck
Tom do like, hey, B
Join us next episode for more Wheel of Time covering something that Tom has come up with that we don't know about.
Oh yeah, I have.
I'm Joe. Say goodnight, Jono.
Good night, Jono.
And Tom.
Stir your mouth.
Keep the change of filthy animals.
Among the first to start, the tWoTcast was so smart to lovingly bash our favorite books. But that was long ago, and now they've grown the show, and now they got us in their hooks. Don't throw coins to these bastards, they need bars of gold at least. Someone please keep them afloat. Now let's listen as they once again ramble through a book. Let's get the fucking quote. One of them is Tom, but he is barely on. Sometimes he calls into the show. Another one is Jono. Is he their joker? Oh no. And Joe, is he the stupid one? Welcome to the tWoTcast. We will share our love for books and all our hate in every episode. We'll entertain you, make you laugh so hard you barely can stand up. That is the tWoTcast code.